News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Denise Pellegrini. More fighting in the Middle East today after the U.S. struck Iran nuclear facilities late yesterday. Iran firing missiles hitting Tel Aviv and other metro areas today. Israeli Air Force fighter jets have struck dozens of military targets, including weapons facilities, the Isfahan nuclear site, and missile launchers. And Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, is accusing the U.S. of violating the UN Charter and says Iran reserves the right to defend itself.
The U.S. administration holds sole and full responsibility for the consequences of its actions, including the Islamic Republic of Iran's right to self-defense under the principles of the United Charter.
Araghchi also says the door to diplomacy is no longer open. President Trump last night, in an address to the U.S., vowing any retaliation by Iran will be met with force.
This cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days.
Meantime, New York Times reporting Iran has depleted its stockpile of medium-range missiles. AP says entries to the underground Fordo nuclear site in the mountainside were damaged by the U.S. strikes. Bloomberg's Ethan Bronner says Iran is weakened militarily, but the U.S. and Israeli stance and Iran stance are still far apart.
What Israel and the United States together want is for Iran to commit not to enriching uranium on its soil and to give up its highly enriched uranium. Iran has said it won't do that.
Bloomberg's Ethan Bronner in Tel Aviv. The UN nuclear watchdog says there is no increase in off-site radiation levels after the strikes, but the IAEA is calling for a ceasefire so it can inspect the situation more closely. Meantime, in Yemen, a military spokesperson for Yemen's Houthi rebels is promising to target U.S. ships in the Red Sea. In financial markets, not a lot of fright there. In fact, quite a bit of calm and seemingly a little bit of optimism. Stocks in the Middle East mixed to higher. Crude oil and gold could jump on the headlines, at least temporarily. If crude stays higher, that could make it harder for the Fed to cut interest rates. We'll be hearing from San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly today, and also Tuesday and Wednesday, Fed Chair Jay Powell will be testifying on Capitol Hill. The Fed left interest rates unchanged this past week. That triggered President Trump to talk again about firing Powell. The heat is on. Eastern states facing the first major heat wave of the summer. New York City expecting triple-digit temps. Mayor Eric Adams reminding residents severe heat can be deadly. And
whether it is an air-conditioned space, such as your home or the home of a friend or family member, a mall, library, museum, or another official New York City cooling center, you should take advantage of it.
Mayor Eric Adams there. Mayor Wu in Boston declaring a heat emergency today through Tuesday. Multiple other cities on the East Coast and in the Midwest as well hunkering down. Tesla launching its first robotaxis in Austin, starting with a handful of vehicles in limited areas. The launch is a crucial test for Tesla. It's betting its future on autonomous driving, artificial intelligence, and humanoid robots. Pope Leo giving a warning about the future of artificial intelligence. He spoke at a meeting attended by parliamentary delegations from 68 countries. Fred Smith, founder and executive chairman of FedEx, has died at the age of 80. Smith transformed the parcel shipping industry. He introduced overnight delivery by jet aircraft, and he built FedEx into one of the world's largest logistics companies with over $80 billion in annual sales. Game 7 of the NBA Finals tonight. Indiana Pacers tip off against Oklahoma City Thunder at Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's the first Game 7 for the NBA Finals in almost a decade. Boon, of course, for sports betting companies. And in golf, final day today of the KPMG PGA Championship at Fields Ranch East in Frisco, Texas. Two-time major champion Australia's Minjin Lee at the top of the leaderboard. 4 strokes ahead, 6 under par. Gino Thidkul of Thailand at 2 under, followed by 3 players at 1 over. South Korea's Haejin Choi, Japan's Miyu Yamashita, and Lexi Thompson of the U.S. And that's news when you want it. With Bloomberg News Now, I'm Denise Pellegrini. This is Bloomberg.